Hi, welcome to Master Adobe Photoshop series with Marek Mularczyk. I'm your host Marek Mularczyk from scitraining.co.uk, one of the UK's leading specialists in Adobe certified training. This time we'll talk about removing the noise in Adobe Camera Raw 6. Camera Raw 6 is the new Adobe Camera Raw inside Creative Suite 5, so Photoshop CS5, Bridge CS5 and Lightroom 3. I'm going to open this image in Camera Raw, and I'm opening this image in Camera Raw in Adobe Bridge. I'm not going to open Photoshop. So what you can do is you can right click on the image and select open in Camera Raw, or you can also use Control R, Command R on a keyboard, and this will open this selected image inside Adobe Camera Raw. Okay, now we've talked about Camera Raw in the other episodes, so we're going to focus on the noise this time. Okay, so we're going to jump into the Detail tab. This is the third tab from the left. Okay, that's where we have our noise reduction section. I'm just going to make this bigger. Okay, and if you look in the bottom right corner in the noise reduction section, it says that for a more accurate preview, you need to zoom to 100% or even more when adjusting the controls in this panel. So I'm currently on 18%. So I'm going to zoom into 100% view. Okay, I'll switch to hand icon, and you can see there's quite a bit of noise in here. Not too much because I only shot on ISO 400, but still quite a bit of noise in the darker areas in the image. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We'll look into the color slider for the noise reduction, and I'm just going to move the slider to the right. Okay. No, just move it back where it is. I'll take the Luminance slider and I'm going to move it to the right. This will start removing the artifacts in here. So you can see that's before and that's after. Okay, maybe a bit more. Just trying to remove as much noise as possible. Then our two other sliders become available, Luminance Detail and Luminance Contrast. Luminance Detail is if you want to retain the details. So we'll move it to the right a bit. Okay, this will bring back a bit of the sharpness in the image. And then we can also increase the contrast using the Luminance Contrast slider. Maybe just a bit. Okay, and that's my before and after. A massive difference. Okay, quite a lot of a difference in this example here. Okay, this is the luminance noise. Now the color noise, now the luminance noise appears in the shadows and it's the black and white noise, monochromatic noise in the images. The color noise appears as color artifacts. It very often appears, for example, in the sky if you shoot at a very high ISO. So we're going to have a look on it as well. So I'm going to click done in here to close the dialog box. Because I click done, Camera remembers my settings. You can see by this icon here. Okay, you can see there's some change being here. Now I'm going to jump into another image and we'll talk about the color noise. So I'm going to jump into some files I received from Adobe, CS5 demos. Okay, and we'll jump here into ACR. And the image I'm looking for is, for example, this image here, one of these images. Okay, so I'm going to open it in Camera Raw. This is a night shot, shot on a high ISO 3200. Okay, now let's zoom in. I'll just click and drag on the image even more. Let's go to 100%. You can see there's loads of color noise in here. Just switch back to my hand tool. Loads of color noise in the image. So we'll jump into the Details tab and we'll take the color slider this time and we'll start moving it to the right. And you notice that the color noise disappears. Now there's still monochromatic noise, the luminance noise, but the color noise is gone. There's the before and that's after. Okay. If you want to retain the details, we can use this slider here as well. Okay, I think it looks good. We still have the monochromatic noise, so I'll take the luminance slider, move it to the right, maybe a bit more, bit more. Now remember that when you remove the noise, the image gets softer. So when you move the luminance slider, you take the luminance detail slider and move it to the right to bring back some detail and maybe increase the contrast a bit. This looks great. That's before and that's after. A massive difference on this image here. Okay, great. I hope you enjoyed it. That's how you deal with the noise in Camera 6 in Adobe Bridge CS5 or Adobe Photoshop CS5 or Adobe Photoshop Lightroom 3, because you use the same camera engine. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Marek Mularczyk from scitraining.co.uk, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.